Hello, welcome back to our TCAP commentary. Today we're doing Thomas Campbell, the mentor predator. Now, I haven't been recording for a while. I'm gonna be honest. I've been busy. I've been in school. I've been busy, but I'm trying my best. I really am. And yeah, we're back again. We're watching this guy. I've never seen him before, but I do know kind of what he made a story of. He tried to say that. Actually, I won't spoil it. we'll just watch it. And yeah, if you're new to Catch a Predator, the show's great. Okay, we laugh at these guys. My entire channel's only for To Catch a Predator right now. So if you like those type of videos, check those out, please.
Yeah, go ahead and go wave.
Come on, bro, I got finished getting changed.
You know, stay back far enough. If you get within a foot, they might actually tell you're not a boy.
What the fuck,
The
man?
more we've done these investigations, the fewer times we've seen guys turn tail and run. Part of it is they want their chance to try to spin their story.
Well, he's a lot older than 40. The guy's like 60.
Okay. So his name is Thomas Campbell, right? 61, aka JLH 3120. Is that an L? I think that's an L. Whatever.
Bottom step in the laundry room. Closing the laundry room door.
I'll be right, bro. I just got finished getting changed,
Oh my god.
I got finished getting changed. Come in and tilt the counter. I made some
I won't lie. I think Dell's male voice sucks so fucking much. I don't know why it works so well, honestly. I mean, she kept doing it and people kept coming in, so it doesn't fucking matter. But that, you know, just to mention what Chris said earlier, that you know, when he was talking, is that it's surprising how many people actually stay to try to give their story, right? And this guy is known, especially at this time, to give one of the, I won't say better, but one of the more intricate and like like I said, quote unquote believable, right? But you can't trust these guys at all. Come on.
Campbell thought he was talking to a 14-year-old boy
Yep.
who said he was gay. Campbell said that he was much younger than his 61 years. Bragged about his ability to perform certain sex acts.
Where are you?
I'm right here. I got
Here we
finished
go,
getting
come
changed.
in the
I'll be
living
right
room.
there. Just hang out at the table for a second, okay?
Yeah, it is so vile. It is so vile how these old men really, you know, spin up those lies. You know, it's like he said he was 40, which is not young in the slightest, right? But it is young to him, right? 21 years younger. You know, I don't know how you could ever mask that. You know, you show up looking like this, and of course they don't believe you. They don't believe you're fucking 40. Jesus Christ! Like, I can't believe this shit. But anyway. Like, yeah, that's kind of his thing, is like, you know, he really lied about how old he was, which is a common thing that predators do, but, you know, yeah, it's...
Doubly nervous. Call him back, Dill. Tell him to sit down. He's checking things.
Where you at?
Just standing here.
I'm over here. Are you looking up the stairs? My bedroom's downstairs, man.
No. Where are you at?
I'm right here. I just got finished getting changed. Sorry, man. Didn't mean to confuse you.
Oh, no.
Moving pretty quick there. Why don't you have a seat right over there
Okay.
at the store? Where were you headed?
Oh, man, this is so fucking good, you know? Always when Chris Hansen comes out, it's like a certain feeling you get, you know, that like, oh, man, you know, these guys get the scare of their lives, probably, you know? Yeah, I mean, it's surprising how he also kept walking towards Chris. You know, Chris isn't necessarily like an intimidating guy necessarily, but he would definitely scare your ass if you expected a fucking teenager, you know, not a grown ass man. And I'm pretty sure Chris is pretty tall. I think he's above 6 foot. So yeah, it's like, that is one thing that I really like about these shows, is that Chris Hansen like really scares these guys for real.
Moving pretty quick there. Why don't you have a seat right over there
Okay.
at the stool? Where were you headed there?
Huh?
Where were you headed just then?
Just talk with him.
Just talk with who?
Tony?
Tony.
Sony, eh?
And how old is Tony?
About 14?
14.
God,
And
man.
how old are you?
I'm 49.
49.
49.
What's the
40,
problem?
49. He can't even fucking get a lung full of air, and he says he's 40. 49? I thought he said he was 40. Oh my god. This is embarrassing. Like, why do these guys really, like, I'm just repeating myself at this point, so let's just keep going.
You don't see a problem here.
No, because we were just going to be talking today.
You're just going to be talking.
Yeah.
So. All right, why don't we start with your name? John.
Tom.
What is it?
Tom
Tom. And what's your last name, Tom?
Campbell.
Campbell. And how old are you?
I'm 61.
You're 61. So you're not in your 40s like you said. I just want you to calm down.
It's, you know, I never really considered it, but like he really gets into this episode like, you know, he can't breathe for you pretty quickly. I mean, of course, this is a high stress situation, and good that he's fucking stressed out now, right? But yeah, I believe he has asthma. I believe that's why he's like this, or it's just the age, honestly. Labored breathing, I mean, isn't necessarily a fucking old thing or a young thing to fucking go through, you know. Unless you have problems, but whatever, it doesn't matter. But
Some water or something? Or?
No, just a second.
He starts to get short of breath. And I ask him, you okay? What do you need? And he needed his inhaler. And so he actually uses the inhaler. And I said, do you want some water? Do you need anything? I mean, it's a serious investigation, but at the same time, if the guy is sick or has a problem, we're going to make sure he gets his help.
that is true. You can't have these people dying on your fucking watch, you know. As much as it would be interesting to see someone fucking, dead ass drop dead, here. That can't happen, of course. Especially with, so many police around, so many access to fucking call people, right? He'd be fine, but yeah, he goes into this, like how he says, labored breathing, fucking trouble breathing and all that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's one of the only people that I've seen like actually get this bad, to need an inhaler. Again, like I said, he could have asthma, but I've never seen a predator that has flat out used an inhaler in person. Again, I'm not super fucking well versed in To Catch a Predator, so we're learning as we go. Join the fucking ride.
Asthma? Asthma and emphysema. I had a quintuple heart bypass.
That is.
You still smoke?
Some. It's hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up! Don't even smile. What do you say? 4 fucking bypass, like a quintuple or something. Let me go back. I'm not about to sound like an idiot here.
Quintuple heart bypass.
Quintuple heart bypass. If you don't know what a heart bypass is, right, is when they artificially like go in. Of course, it's a surgery, right? But they go in and they open up your arteries, your major vein, heart, arteries or veins with a metal mesh. So having 4 of them in one go is pretty big, It's meaning that really, the veins are collapsing or they have a lot of blockage, And so that's something that would definitely make you short of breath,
You still smoke?
Some. It's hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
Things calm down, he ends up being okay. But it's one of those examples of the unpredictable things that can happen during one of these investigations.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends, and they are very uncomfortable about when they talk about being gay, or they're not sure they're gay, and that was mainly the situation. I was in that same boat. I was married, I have kids, and they're grown now. And all I was going to do was arrange to meet him, talk with him, because he said he had some problems.
And
Yeah, see, that's his story. That's his story, is that he was going to basically, as the title says, mentor, counsel this fucking child that it's okay to be gay, right? But, come on. He can say that, and some people are, trust me, some people are extremely gullible and think that is true. He's telling a lie. He actually is telling a lie. I'm pretty sure if you go through his fucking chat logs, that's not all he said. I'm sure NBC isn't necessarily the most like fucking clean news network, right? They wouldn't just flat out lie about someone, to just put them on the show. This guy must have done something, to really get himself in this predicament, right? But yeah, it's like he spins that story, but it's not true.
how are you going to coach him?
Mainly, if nothing else, to help him see that it's not really the shameful situation that it was when I was younger.
So you
Yeah. See, that's the story he's spinning. But, of course, I agree with that. I agree with what he's saying, right? You shouldn't feel shame, right? But in this context, those words aren't out of a good place in his heart. His fucking fucked up heart. But yeah, it's just it's a good message, but he's lying.
Younger.
So you were here to mentor this boy?
Mentor.
If I could, yeah. If I could, I don't mind helping.
And did that mentoring process include having sex with him?
Oh, no.
But that's not how the conversation went
Yeah.
on the internet, is it?
I don't know.
So many
What?
times people use the word pedophile, and the word pedophile has a distinct definition that involves younger kids, pre-puberty. That's typically not what we're dealing with in these investigations. And these guys are predators or potential predators, depending on what they've done in the past.
See, I understand that, but I think there was a comedian sketch that explained it pretty well. If you if you try to differentiate the difference between like an actual like Geppetto, right, and then someone who goes after someone after puberty, right, you sound really weird. You sound like you're trying to excuse something. You get me? Like you can't explain that without actually sounding like one. So, just calling them that is just good enough. Okay, predators or that, it does not fucking matter. They're both horrible. So it does not matter. But yeah, that with him saying that, let me remember what he said because I was too busy on what Chris was saying.
The conversation went on the internet, is it?
I don't know.
So many times people use the word
Yeah. Him saying I don't know. It is insane to see like these old people. Old people nowadays don't know how to fucking use the internet. You know what I mean? They maybe do kind of now, but a couple of years ago that shit was not common, right? People now, older people go on Facebook. They actually are on TikTok now somewhat. So they've been learning, of course, right? The younger people have been getting older, all this and that. But it's insane for these people to have actually, been able to get so far into being able to contact someone online. You get me? Like, I'm sure you're able to understand what I'm saying, saying that these old people learned the internet when it was in its, infancy. I'm pretty sure it's in the mid 2000s. It isn't like super young or anything, right? But at the same time, like, it wasn't necessarily a common thing to really be on,
pedophile. And the word pedophile has a distinct definition that involves younger kids, pre-puberty.
Yeah.
That's typically not what we're dealing with in these investigations. And these guys are predators or potential predators, depending on what they've done in the past. And what we mean by predator is that this is an adult who knowingly goes into a chat room, cajoles, grooms, befriends somebody who is unmistakably underage into a sexual liaison.
You say, I love to suck a young man.
Okay.
Christ.
Do you recall that?
Jesus fucking Christ. Like, you see what I mean? Like, trust me. There are some people that were really fooled by what he was saying, People see him like, oh, he sounds like he's being honest, but no. There are a lot of things that I say, at least, is that, like, you also have to consider what people have to lose or to win by what they mean, what they're saying. And Thomas has a lot to lose, actually admitting that he, was basically soliciting a minor, If he says, like, oh, yeah, I did do that. And there are people that do. They just flat out admit it, right? They do feel remorse and all that. He does have a lot to lose. He goes to jail. He gets on the registry and all this and that. So people who believe him, they should see what he has to lose or win when he's talking,
I believe so. This was.
You believe so? Well, I have the whole transcript here.
A few days ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and from what most say, it's the best they've had. The real compliment is when they keep coming back for more.
Jesus Christ.
You'd absolutely love it. I'm in my 40s, but guarantee that I'm not some old guy wanting to perv a young boy.
That's really what's happening. You see, like, he lied about his age, right? It's a common thing that predators do, right? You check out my other YouTube videos, and you'll see that evidently. There's some people that even lie and say they're like 2 years younger, for some reason. It doesn't mean a lot, but in these situations, right? Anything that's above like 5-10 years, it has a it's something that you lie that much. But yeah, it's like there's no way he can stay with the whole, like, oh, I was just gonna mentor, and there was no, like, activity was gonna happen. And I'll mention something about that later too, because I have something to say.
I just enjoy being with younger ones, and they seem to enjoy me, so there's nothing to worry about as far as I'm concerned, as long as you're okay with it. Well, the reality is that you are older.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And what's going on here seems pretty pervy, doesn't it?
It does.
A lot of these guys.
Yeah, see, it does. I don't know how anyone could deny it, but I was gonna say like it's hold up, I need to think about this. Oh yeah, so him having asthma and all he also had emphysema. I'm not necessarily too sure what that is, but I'm sure it's also a respiratory problem he has. And then the quadruple bypass surgery. That's a lot of problems that you have, right? Him doing any, like, basically doing the deed, right? Having sex. I'm sure this guy would not survive it. You know what I mean? He would probably fucking struggle with it, you know? I don't know how these people, they talk big-ass game, but they would most likely die in the process, you know? It is, I don't know. It's a bit, kind of heinous to think about, right? Like, the actual, them doing it and this and that, but it's something to consider, right? They're really old. They're fucking ancient, and they have so many problems, with, medical and all this and that them doing something like that would probably land them, in a pretty critical condition. But, yeah, it's just something to think about. It's nothing too major.
Guys lie about their age.
Let me go back, though.
And
Doesn't it?
It does.
a lot of these guys lie about their
Guys.
age. And when I confront them with that, that's typically when they start admitting the other things that they intended on doing.
So you were just being open and honest about who you were, what you were.
I think so.
How come you said your name was John? And
Ooh, I didn't even know he changed his name. Wow. Thomas changed his name to John. Huh. And not just that, why would you change the H too, It's like, there's a lot of lying going on, and of course, I mean, it's not like these people are honorable or anything, right? But,
what you were.
I think so.
How come you said your name was John?
John.
And that you were in your 40s when you're really Tom and 61 years old?
Many people, when you're on the internet, won't talk to anybody if they're in their 50s.
Yeah, but that
Doesn't
runs
mean
against
anything.
what you told me just a few moments ago. If you're going to be so honest and so mentoring, why not say, hey, look,
He's right. He's right, but I also agree with, like, no one would talk to a 50-year-old. But I don't think that's an excuse. I don't think that's an excuse to lie about your age, you get me? Like, yeah, fucking, you're 60, so fucking what? I know the internet was different and all that, right? I'm not saying it's like fucking, millennia ago or anything, but at the same time, like, bullying has kind of stopped as bad as it used to be. And him saying no one would talk to me and this and that, it doesn't matter. It's a weird ass excuse. So why would you also change your name too? Yeah, that's also something. Why would you change your name if you just care about the age situation?
I'm a guy.
Sorry.
Runs against what you told me just a few moments ago. If you're going to be so honest and so mentoring, why not say, hey, look, I'm a guy. I'm 61. I had a real tough time dealing with being gay years ago, and let me help you to develop, to be a good guy. You didn't say that.
No, and you're
What you said was, I'm in my 40s, I have a different name, and I want to meet you.
Yeah, that's not as fucking, what do you call it, good as he makes it out to be, right? The whole like, oh, I'm just gonna teach him, right? I'm just gonna teach him. That's not what was gonna happen, of course. I don't need to repeat that, but at the same time, I've actually had people in my comments defend these guys, and if you want to check that out, by the way, it's pretty funny. I really fucking enjoy it. But at the same time, it does kind of piss me off, but not as much as he probably thinks he does. But in the Lord Armstrong deep dive, right, there is a guy, I pinned this comment too, because I want people to fucking see this idiot, right? But there's a comment on there that is flat out defending Lord Armstrong, and it is some of the most entertaining things you'll ever fucking see. Like I said, after finishing this video, you should check that out. Check that comment, that top comment. It's a pinned comment in the Lord Armstrong deep dive, right? And yeah, holy shit, man. Anyway, let's pull back. I forgot what was happening.
40s, I have a different name, and I want to meet you.
And you're probably right, but also
I'm not probably right, I am right.
I'm still extremely nervous, and the only reason I'm extremely nervous is I have no idea who you are.
You don't have any idea who I am.
No.
Would you like to know who I am?
Yes.
What a fucking asshole. Oh man, these are some of the best parts of this fucking show. And Chris is like, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline MSNBC. You know? But yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say, right? The whole different persona online is always a red flag, right? But yeah, I wonder how you would get around lying, you know? It's like you show up, you get maybe called John, and then you still remember that's what you were called, right? You're like, what? No, my name is Tom, you know? And then it comes out that you're not actually fucking 40 years old. You're 61, you know, 1 foot into the fucking grave, you know? But yeah, I don't know. It's a lot.
Any idea who I am?
No.
Would you like to know who I am?
Yes.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who meet teens on the internet. And if there's anything else you'd like to say to me about why you're here today, I'd like to hear it. If not, clear.
Bitch, I know those cookies are fucking good, man. Oh, man, I've been wanting cookies this entire week, man. I've been wanting cookies, dog. Anyway, I don't know. It's just a random ass
For
thing.
you to walk out that door.
Leave.
Now, what do we have here?
You can just walk out, same door you came in,
Okay.
straight back.
I tell Campbell who I am and what we're doing. He leaves, and like the others, is immediately arrested. And,
It's so weird. Like, man, it took them a while to get there. Where the fuck were they coming from? But yeah, yeah. Also, just a random ass history thing. I mean, like a little bit of lore. They added this wheelbarrow because predators would actually come around inside and into the back, and they didn't like that, so they put just a random ass wheelbarrow here. So, you know, of course, to stop them from coming any further, right? I mean, yeah, I mean it worked, but yeah, yeah, with the whole cop arrest situation, right? There are some people that got it real hard, you know, like Lee Greer. You know, he gets fucking tackled, man. I've done a video on him already, but you know, of course, with people like this, right? Fucking, you know, a strong gust of wind hits them, and they'll probably, you know, deconstruct like some Legos, right? They treat him without yanking them too much. I don't know how fucking hard he's about to tug them, but you know.
taken into custody. And
Yeah,
processed
see.
by the Fort Myers police.
So we're just going to remove these handcuffs and put a different set on you, okay?
Do you want to go to the hospital? Do you want to get checked out by a physician?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, so Thomas Campbell was sentenced to 270 days in jail with 3 years of sex offender probation. Huh. That's not a lot. I know some of these, I'll just let it play in the background. Like, some of these predators, they truly get off with a lot of things. they honestly do get off scot-free. This guy got 270 days, right? That's not even a year, you know? And we wouldn't even know if he actually did get some form of probation at all, you know? But, yeah, I have the To Catch a Predator wiki here on my phone, so I'm going to read this out, right? I usually show it on the screen, but I feel like people don't care to see this, so I'll just let this play out, you know, in the background. So add a little bit of volume. But okay, so of course we have Thomas Campbell. His alias was you know, JLH31. Wait, hold up, I'll just fucking mute this. JLH3120. He was divorced. Apparently, date of birth, he was born November 16, 1944. And by the way, this guy is dead. I forgot to mention it, but this guy, yes, he is actually dead. He died in April 24th, 2016. Okay, he died in Cape Coral, Florida. And you know, of course, he's a man. He's 5'6". You know, this guy does seem pretty short, but that's not as short as I've seen. You know, we've seen people that are actually a lot shorter than that. But anyway, he weighed 145 pounds, brown hair and hazel eyes. And his quote, a memorable quote, is, "I love to suck a young man and deep throat and drain him dry." Thomas bragging about his DSL. I don't know what that is. But anyway, Thomas Dale Campbell was a suspected predator involved in the Fort Myers, Florida edition of To Catch a Predator. At 61 years old, he was by far the oldest man caught in the sting. So yeah, at the time of this recording, he was actually the oldest, which is insane. But anyway, Thomas was a 61-year-old man when he started talking to Tony, a boy he thought was 14 years old. After 6 minutes of conversation, Thomas lies about his name, claiming to be John. He then inquires the boy about what he'd like to do with men. And after that, he boasts that he can suck a young man deep throat and drain him dry. He explains from what would most say it's the best they've ever had, right? Like it was quoted on the show. And then the real compliment is when they keep coming back for more. Thomas asks the boy how frequently he came after a blank, you know. Anyway, Thomas assured the child that he is not an old guy wanting to perv on a younger boy by lying about his age and claiming to be in his 40s. He states he enjoyed being with younger ones and they seemed to enjoy him. He informs the boy that older males often didn't mean well when they interacted with kids, but he assures him that he wasn't like that. Later, Thomas inquires of the child when he was free to meet. The two try to schedule a meeting time by chat and email for the following week. The boy informs Thomas that both the meet and his parents' trip to Las Vegas are scheduled. Thomas said that the child before the conversation and meeting came to an end that he could experiment with anything, and that he wasn't into any kind of pain, just awesome pleasure. Because Thomas lived close by, it was easy for him to travel to the Sting House, where Del Harvey, right, the woman that called out to him, who was pretending to be a teenage boy, waves him in. Del enters the home hurriedly and avoids giving Thomas the impression that she is a fake. He cries, "Where are you at?" in frustration. Del motions for him to have a seat while she leaves into the room, but Thomas makes a beeline for the door, leading Chris Hansen to confront him right away. In order to prevent him from looking too deeply inside the house, where perverted justice, camera, and crews are stationed. Thomas complies with Chris's request to sit down. Thomas falsely claims to be 49 when Chris asks him about his age. He asks what the issue was as his breathing became labored. Thomas stated he was simply going to talk with the boy and pretends to be perplexed by the situation after Chris questions whether he saw a problem. Thomas finally breaks down and tells the truth about his name and age when Chris applies even the smallest pressure. He takes out an inhaler as his breathing becomes more erratic. He rejects Chris' offer to give him some water. Thomas then reveals that he has asthma, emphysema, and a quintuple heart bypass after calming down. Thomas admits that he occasionally smoked because he was addicted after Chris questioned whether he did. However, he constantly tried to get out of the situation by lying, claiming that he knows how difficult it was growing up gay and that he wanted to mentor the boy and educate him that being gay is not something to be ashamed like when he was younger. Chris is prompted by this to pull up a chat log and repeat some of the explicit portions of his conversation. Chris asked if he wanted to mentor the boy. Why did he lie about his age and name? Thomas asserted that he fabricated his identity since no one online would converse with someone in their 50s. Chris said that it went against the lies he gave him for mentoring the teenage boy. Then, Thomas admits that he is extremely nervous because he didn't know who Chris was. The cameras start rolling when the latter says he works for Dateline MSNBC. Thomas then leaves the residence and is arrested by police. This is when he was sentenced and also when he died. So Thomas was found guilty of a felony count of using the internet to attempt to solicit a minor for sex. He was sentenced to 9 months in jail, 3 years of probation, and a registration as a sexual offender for the rest of his life. So yes, he did get a sex registry for the rest of his life, so that's good. Almost 10 years to the day of his exposure on Dateline, Thomas passed away on April 24th, 2016 at the age of 71 after battling a long unknown illness. His remains were cremated at an affordable cremations and Horizon Funeral Home. So yes, that's a lot of the lore behind who Thomas was. You know, of course, this guy died in 2016, I believe. But yeah, that'll be kind of it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, we did a kind of a different style of video. You know, just not having the To Catch a Predator wiki shown on here and just letting it play out. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, check out the channel. I'm sure you'll like it. If you've reached this far, you'll definitely enjoy what else I have to offer. So yeah, have a good day and be safe out there. Goodbye.